Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Uncle Pat and Taran. So today we're going to be talking about things that are not good to do in New York.
And I'm Uncle Pat. Thanks for bearing with us during our short hiatus, folks. We've all been very, very busy. Taran has been learning and laughing and loving. And I have been working. All right, Taran, what is not a good idea in New York?
To do something like not stand in the road and jump on the bus and jump over the subway train tracks.
Yeah, you know what? That doesn't sound like a very good idea.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to jump on the bus in New York.
Yeah, you can ride the bus in New York, but jumping on top of it's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, and also what you really can't do in the subway is jump over the subway train tracks because you might fall in them and get hurt.
Yeah, plus the third rail is electric.
Yeah, because the train might come over with you in the tracks and it might run into you.
That's very true.
Yes, and if the train sees you in the tracks and if it doesn't stop and if it wants to stop and if it can't stop, it'll just need something nice.
Yeah, also the third rail is electrified in every train.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Because they're magnetic, so when the third rail is right there, it's like got electrical charge in there.
And you know what also is dangerous? If you drop your phone in there, don't try to put your hand in there and get your phone back because you might get cut by the wheels and you might fall in there with your phone and you might get cut by the train.
Yeah, and you can always get a new phone, right?
Yes.
It's a little harder to get a new arm or a new person.
Yeah. And also what to do not try to walk into the train tracks of the subway because the subway train might start coming. And also if you want something and if you have an idea and that's not a good idea, try not to put a stop sign in front of the subway train because you got to make sure that it's not too long. Because if you have something else, yes, and there's another subway train waiting to come, yes. Because if your train is something very good, yeah, you're trying to get your phone out of the tracks.
The phone's still in there? We haven't abandoned the phone yet?
Yeah, like if you're trying to put caution tape on the tunnel and a train is coming for that tunnel too, there'll still be some trains trying to get it to other places.
Now, Taran's an expert on New York. You've been to New York, correct?
Yeah. Actually, it's not. There's something else not very good to do.
And what would that be?
As go into something like slide down the rail in the buildings and in the hotels. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Oh, yeah, sliding down banisters in the hotel?
Yeah, not a good idea.
It's not. Now, Taran, what did you think of New York when you were there?
Yeah, I think it was a good idea to jump on the bus and try to walk into the tracks.
Oh, you thought it was a good idea when you were there?
No, I thought it was not a good idea.
Oh, that's good. See, practice what you preach. That's the Taran way. That's the Uncle Pat and Taran show motto.
Yes, and try not to do something bad and get something else, yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't try and get something else or do something bad because then the NYPD is going to come after you, right?
Yeah, and try not to squeeze cars with power, with street lights, and try not to hit cars with street lights.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's just a given. You can do that anywhere, though.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Like,
And
we shouldn't do that just about anywhere.
Yeah, and try not to, and there's something else you can't do as...
What's that?
And if there's a traffic light up ahead, and if it's a green light, and also it means go.
Yes.
And once all the cars are not going, they're just stopping because there's an accident. And remember not to cut in front of them because you might go around them and hit the fireman.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to block
Yeah.
off emergency service personnel, correct?
Because you might knock over the traffic jills and
The traffic what now?
these things, yeah. And you might knock over the barriers. Because
Oh, the barriers. Okay.
Yeah, and you might knock over the barriers. And also,
I think that's all very good advice.
that's not a good idea. Actually,
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Really not a good idea. Try not to walk into the train tracks of the subway and try not to jump over, the train tracks. Like, when you're trying to get your phone, do not go into the train tracks and get your phone back.
Just get a new one.
And also, try not to jump over the tracks.
Definitely don't try and jump over the tracks.
Yeah, because you need to not do that. And once you're trying to do something else,
What else are we trying to do?
just don't stick your head out with the
Yeah,
door
definitely don't do that.
open in the train, because you might get your head stuck between the
Ouch.
frozen doors. Yeah, and you might hit your head on one of the walls.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that. That would hurt pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, and
I think this is all very good advice for people who are traveling to New York.
and try not to do something in the States with the landmarks. And also, don't go everywhere. Try not to do anything bad in the countries and states with the landmarks in them. Like, try not to break the St. Louis Arch, and try not to jump off the St. Louis Arch.
Yeah, I don't think the people of St. Louis would be very happy with you.
Yeah, and try not to jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, definitely don't jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Try not to mess with and if you have a blowpipe, try not to aim it for the bell, because you might...
Which bell?
The bell in Big Ben. Yeah, and try not...
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because the bell might fall and it might break.
There's a possibility.
If it falls on the floor or on one of the ledges.
Well, yeah, and then you're going to have to deal with the queen, and we don't want that.
Yeah.
She's feisty.
She's feisty?
Yeah, the queen's feisty. I mean that with all due respect, Your Majesty.
Come on. I'm not the queen.
No, you're not. You are not the queen. That's absolutely true. We don't want this smoke, England, okay?
Yeah.
All big love. Big love to England.
Okay. And try not to do something mean in San Francisco. Try not to do something. And if you are trying and you have an idea, try not to know if it's not and try not to know if it's not a bad idea. And if it really is, and if you're trying to drive your car off the bridge and try to go in the water on the Golden Gate Bridge, try not to do that.
Yeah, just take a boat instead, folks.
Yeah. And also what you're doing, try not to be big and not try to do experiment called the growth formula, and try not to crack down other buildings.
Yeah, if you take growth formula, the first thing they tell you when you take growth formula, you got to sign a little waiver.
Yeah, you might grow very big.
Yeah, you'll get really big, but you're not allowed to knock over buildings. What are you supposed to do if you get very big? What's a nice thing to do if you get enormous?
Be nice. And also,
well, yeah, obviously be nice,
if you're very mad, and if you're at home and you have an idea once you're mad, and you're trying to use the growth formula and knock over buildings,
oh, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah,
Apologies for my language.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. And try not to make something bad. Yeah, also know what the new thing is. Try not to,
I think this is all very good advice for things not to do. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. And try not to do anything else bad.
Yep, just be good.
Yeah, just be good and try to be nice. And
I think that's a good one to end on.
yeah. And try to be nice at places that has landmarks. Yeah, cool landmarks. Like, if you're big, try not to throw big rolling boulders on the landmarks. Like, don't throw a big...
Yeah, don't do that.
Thing. Yeah, try not to throw a big rolling boulder on the Taj Mahal or the Capitol building. Yeah, that's not a nice thing to do.
I think that's all very good advice, Taran. I think that's one for people to grow on. This PSA has been brought to you by the Uncle Pat and Taran Show.
Yeah, right. And try not to do bad things. Yeah, and
Try not to do bad things. All right, Taran.
Yeah.
I think that's good for now.
Wait.
We got to save something for another episode.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Thank you for all watching the Uncle Pat Taran. So, wait, just kidding. Yeah. What about talk about one more thing that we don't do?
I think we can get one more,
yeah. Try not to do mean stuff anywhere in landmark places. And try not to do, like, run all over the place. And try not to get angry at stuff.
It's good advice. I think that's good advice in general, buddy.
Try not to...
Jeez, okay, you want the microphone.
Do something? Okay, and try doing something. What other landmark do they have?
You tell me, what's your favorite landmark, bud?
I think I know.
Hey, a little further away from the mic.
Okay. Which microphone? What other landmark do they have?
Which one?
The Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah, try.
That's also in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, try not to push somebody. Yeah, try not to push somebody's car off the bridge and push it into the water. Yeah, that's very mean. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, thank you for all watching the Uncle Pat and Taran. So, yeah, bye.
Thanks, folks. Bye.
Okay.
If I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. New York.